Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our presentation of LifeRay's portal technology. It's great to have you with us this afternoon. I'm assuming that everyone can see our presentation title slide as well as hear me well. If that isn't the case, if you would kindly just let us know via the question or the chat box at the lower right-hand corner of your screen, we'd appreciate it. My name is Lori Blandford. I'm the Marketing Manager for Done Solutions Group, and I'll serve as the moderator for today's webinar. Our presenter is Kenneth Young, Consulting Manager with the Custom Application Development Practice at Done Solutions, and he's also our LifeRay expert. I did hear that the sound is good, so I appreciate that. Thank you. We'll continue on. It seems that someone at least knows where the questions panel is located, and that's at the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And if during the presentation you have a question, feel free to type it there, and we'll do our best to address them at the end of the presentation, providing there's time. All right, let's take a look at today's agenda. We'll begin with a very brief introduction about Done Solutions Group and about LifeRay, today's featured technology. We'll address the roles of portals in business today, and then Ken will share a LifeRay demo, and then we'll conclude the presentation. All right. Founded 22 years ago, Done Solutions Group is a full-service information technology consulting firm. We design, develop, and deliver a wide range of solutions using a variety of advanced tools. We deliver those solutions worldwide with offices in Chicago, Minneapolis, Raleigh, Fort Lauderdale, and Bangalore, India. Our offerings fall into three practice areas: application development solutions, which includes custom application development, e-commerce, portals, and web design; business intelligence solutions, which includes end-to-end BI solutions, dashboards, reporting and analytics, and other advanced BI capabilities, including predictive analytics; and also packaged solutions, which include software services offerings for specific vertical markets or unique needs. In addition to these three areas, we offer training solutions, which span those areas and include classroom, on-site, and custom training. Our clients include some of the biggest names in business. We also have robust state and local and government as well as nonprofit experience. All right, today's webinar will focus on LifeRay and its technology. LifeRay is the global open source portal leader with thousands of downloads every month. It's an all-in-one platform that delivers open source enterprise solutions for portals, publishing, content, and collaboration. Gartner places LifeRay in the Visionary Leader Quadrant. Very few companies make it into this quadrant, as you can see. And in fact, LifeRay is the only open source portal vendor there. Done Solutions Group believes in partnering with best-in-breed technologies, so we have a formal partnership with LifeRay. We provide complete implementation services around the LifeRay platform, from pure consulting to delivery of complete portal solutions. All right, now we're going to take a look at portals in business today. Portals have really become part of our daily lives with examples like Google and Yahoo. They're much more than merely websites that deliver content. Portals are business enablers, serving as a vehicle for better relationships between customers, suppliers, and employees. Business collaboration is complicated by the many ideas, people, and methods involved. It gets especially complicated with external resources who are important to the success of a company. We need to build an ecosystem where we can effectively collaborate with our vendors, customers, and partners. And we collaborate in so many ways, many of these outside the company infrastructure. We need to establish a platform for all collaboration methods. LifeRay brings all the elements of collaboration together on one platform. It creates a way for all members of your business ecosystem to interact via out-of-the-box technologies such as message boards, blogs, wikis, and support for instant messaging and calendars. LifeRay also supports the concept of communities. Generally, there are several communities in an organization, like human resources or IT, or community centered around products or services. We can easily support multiple communities in LifeRay, and we can limit information access or functionalities based on the unique roles in your business. We'll see an example of that in Ken's demo. Something else that Liferay supports is the need to automate business processes. Although companies have technologies that support certain functions, they don't often accommodate workflows that extend outside the function, which many often do. And then we end up with manual processes and many, many, many paper forms. And things start to quickly look like this. This form and that form, then we have piles of paperwork and delays and the loss of time and money. Liferay can automate processes with an easy-to-leverage workflow. And then we start to recognize bottlenecks, and we can introduce workflow triggers that will keep the process moving along. All right, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Kenneth Young, our Liferay expert. And at this time, he is going to give you a demonstration of Liferay technology. Ken, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you very much. And just a reminder that if you have any questions during Ken's presentation, please feel free to submit those via the questions panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, so I will first start off with the high-level architecture of the Liferay portal. Then I'll present you all with the demo of the Liferay. So basically, the architecture of Liferay can be broken down into 3 tiers. The first layer is the portlets layer, which is built using a Java technology. So Liferay comes with a bunch of out-of-the-box portlets, and a portlet is basically information that's a placeholder in a region on a page. On the second layer is the framework layer itself. Liferay portlets container supports GSR 168, GSR 286, WSRP 1.0, WSRP 2.0. That means you can build your own custom portlets for your own custom solution. The last layer, which is the API service layer. So Liferay uses the enterprise service bus to integrate with external systems like the BPM system, external app, or external content repository. Also, Liferay stores its own data in its own data store, and it supports a variety of databases. It tries to be database agnostic, which means you can support a variety of databases, including MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL Server, and so on and so forth. It also supports a variety of single sign-on and authentication repository. So now, for the purpose of this demo, I have created a web portal, as you can see in the screen. And this web portal is tailored towards a restaurant chain business, and we name it and we call it the Jake's Organic Bistro. So Jake's Organic Bistro, I hope that you can see it on my browser right now. It says Jake's Organic Bistro. If not, please let us know through the question panel. So Jake's Organic Bistro is a restaurant chain which specializes in organic food. In each location, it has its own unique menu to cater the needs of the customer in their area. So in a rapidly growing business, this company faces several challenges, including when a new location or store is being opened, they need the ability to clone a content-driven store site quickly with a minimal cost. At the same time, this newly created store site needs to be integrated to some back-end reporting system, and you will see how Liferay one-click community features can facilitate this process. The second challenge that this company faces is business processes. For example, the approval process for newly added company news and job application process. A lot of times, we will hire specific resources to create these entries. However, in an ideal world, you would like a more senior manager to approve this job application process or even a company news. So you will see in this demo, you'll see how Liferay custom workflow can solve these business problems. The third challenge is that this company faces is vendor relationship. As Jake's organic business grew, Jake's management want to turn the inventory management over to the vendors. But to do so, this requires real-time access to some inventory reports at the store level. Jigs also like to be able to share vendor-specific instructions and manuals with approved vendors as well. So you will see how the use of life rate and reporting integration can help us to solve this business problem. So now, let's take a look at the demo site. So I'm going to log in as different types of user, and I will demonstrate the feature of life rate which solves the business problems that I just described. So as a customer, you know, this is the public-facing portal site. You will see that there's like a welcome section. You'll see a welcome section on the top of the screen. On the right-hand side, there's company news. Bottom right, we have an portlet that's being built called, that can lay out the available positions. At the same time, we have a custom Google map portlet that we have built, which tells us the number of stores that has been opened for Jigs. So right now we have like 1, 2, and 3. So when I click on the one in Chicago, I can go into the specific store site. And for an anonymous users, which is the guest users who have not signed into the portal, he or she can only see the store homepage. The store homepage also has the daily pool, the reviews of the store, and the weekly specials. Also, it will display the menu for this particular store. We also implement an image gallery for this particular store, as well as a review section for the Chicago store. So basically, that's what a customer can see when you log on, when you're in this portal. So now I'm going to walk through as an employee. So I'm going to sign in as an employee. I'm going to sign in as Kenneth myself, who has a role of manager. I'm going to go back to company home. As you can see, because I'm signed as a manager with a particular role, life by itself, there's more navigation tabs available for this particular role. So on top of, not only I can see the company home, I can also see the company news, the company events, which we use the out-of-box calendar from LifeRate for this implementation. We also build a human resource section. I believe we use the message board to build this, as well as the available position pages. By going to one of the stores page, I can go into the store page. We use the community feature to implement each of these stores. As you can see, because I'm logged on as an employee because I have an employee role, I have more access at a store level. Not only I can see the menu, image gallery, and the reviews, but also I can see the store news for this particular store, the store events, the store scheduling. We use the wiki and also then the HTML block to implement the scheduling. So conceptually, we can easily change the schedule on a weekly basis. In addition, we do have the store report. The manager has access to the store reports. So what we are doing here is we have integrated to one of the back-end reporting systems, which allowed managers to see the real-time inventory reports. So for this implementation, we have integrated to an open source reporting system called JasperSoft. So I can click on a report. I'll click on the Meet Vendor Inventory Reports. At real time, it will try to pull up the reports. As you can see, it has a timestamp. July 13, 2011, and then it will tell me my inventory level. Now, I can also access as a vendor, so let me sign out. I'm going to go inside a vendor portal, the vendor section, and I'm going to sign as a vendor. When I'm signing as a vendor, I have my own vendor navigation. So it has a vendor home, which lays out the FAQ, how to do business with Jake's Organic Bistro. Also, we have used the out-of-the-box document library from LifeRay, which allowed Jake's Organic Bistros to store legal documents for vendors to download or competitive info for vendor to download. But more importantly, the vendors can go into the vendor reports and look at and review the inventory reports and find out the inventory available at a store location. And that's how we can leverage the reporting, the real-time reporting solution to allow the vendor to manage the inventory at each store level. So that's one of the ways to solve this particular business problem. So now, the second part I want to show in this demo is I want to show everybody that how the concept of one-click community in LifeRay, so which allow restaurant chain administrator to create a store very, very quickly. So I'm going to log out as a vendor, and I'm going to sign in as a portal administrator. So I'm going to sign in as Bill at dsg.com. As you can see, if once I'm signed in as a portal administrator, I have the dock bar available, allowing me to have access to the control panel. So let's say that there's a new initiative and I need to set up a new store. I need the ability to create a store site very, very quickly. So I need to go to control panel. Again, we are leveraging the communities feature within LifeRay. As you can see, because I am the portal administrator, I have full access to the administration feature within LifeRay. I'm going to click in Add Store. I'm adding a store through the community feature. So let's say that I want to add a store for the rally. Okay. The name's Jake's Organic Bistro. Rally. Description, the hours, 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So I actually have to provide a valid address because what we are doing in here is that it will try to, as I mentioned, we have built a custom Google portlet which looks at the, which uses the Google API and try to display the marker on the Google map. So we actually have to provide a valid address. So I'm going to provide a valid address, like in our office within Sun Solution. And C, North Carolina. The country is United States. Okay. So before this demo, we have created a template, like a Jake store template, so that each store can be cloned using this template feature. So I'm hit save. Done. So I'm going to go back to the company's homepage and see if the new store has been created. So as you can see, the fourth store page site has been created, the Jake's Organic Bistro, the Raleigh offices. So when I click on that, our custom Google map will display it nicely on the Google map, as well as the description that I put. I put 7 days a week, 9 to 9 a.m. When I click on this link, it will bring me to the site itself, the store site itself. So now I can easily customize my store menu, my image gallery. It should have a blank reviews, and I can publish my store news, store events, and my schedule. Also, I can easily, oops, let me go back. I can easily add additional portlets. Like, let's say that I want to add like features of the, features of the week. I can easily add a little portlet, drag and drop. Oops. A portlet into this page. 1 second, something is something not working here. Out of the box, it has about 60 different out-of-the-box portlets within, created by LifeRay. So let me try again. Oh, well, I guess I will skip this part. Apparently there's some sort of errors. That's fine, I'll skip this part. Well, I'm to show the last part of the demo, which is the workflow itself. So let's say that, which is custom workflow. So in a restaurant industry, or almost in any industry, a lot of times we have to create some sort of approval workflow. So LifeRay has its own workflow engine called Kaleo, which comes with LifeRay 6.0. In addition, if you don't want to use the out-of-box workflow engine, it can be easily integrated with some, the open source, some of the very named open source BPM system like JPPM as well. So I'm gonna give you a demo on how a company news can be approved through using a LifeRay. So I'm gonna sign in as a graphic designer, Laura. Type in password. Company news. And let's say that I want to add a company news. As you can see, we have used the blog portlet to implement the company news feature. So I'm going to say title, grand opening, Raleigh. Okay, so I'm going to type in some contents, please. Grand opening for our fourth store at North Carolina. On. Okay. So I'm going to click on Submit for Publication. So as you can see, it will say pending for approval for this particular company news. So I'm going to sign out from here, and I'm going to sign in as a regular user, like Kenneth, who shouldn't be able to see this company news because it's pending approval. That shouldn't show up at all. So as you can see, for regular users like me, who is a manager of the store, who is a regular employees of the store, I should not be able to see this company news. So I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to sign in as the portal administrator of this portal, who will try to approve this content before it gets published. So I go to the company news section. Actually, I'm going to go to my access to my control panel, and in my workflow task, when I click on my workflow task section, it will say that there is a task assigned to my role as an administrator. I'm not assigned to myself first. I can type in the audit log because LifeRay will keep track of the audit trails of our workflow by default. And then what I can do is click on the task and review the contents. And also, you can find out what has been the activities for this particular workflow. As you can see that this task was initially assigned to the company owner role, and then what happened to these activities. So I can either approve or reject this content. So I'm going to approve it. Looks good. Approved. So now it should show up in the company news sections with the owner's approval. Since we are talking about workflow, I just want to show you some of the workflow configuration within LifeRay. So by default, out of the box, you can tie workflow to 6 different resources within LifeRay. And they are the blogs, the comments, the message board, the web content, the document library, and wiki. So let me give you an example for message board. So let's say that you have configured, you want to tie a particular workflow to the message board. All you have to do is select the workflow that has been created using the LifeRay tools. Select it, click Save. So what it does behind the scene is whenever a user submit a message into the message board, it will kick off an instance of the workflow. And then conceptually and basically, LifeRay supports multi-level workflow. What I have shown you is just a one-level approval process where a user, Laura, who is the graphic designer, has submitted a content to the company news, where we use the blogs to implement company news, and then the company owner will has the right to approve that blog entry. So I'm going to sign out. And sign back in as a regular employee of Portal and verify if the new company news has shown up. So as you can see on even the right-hand side, the company news has shown up, which has been approved. And quite frankly, there's a lot of features which comes with LifeRay itself. But given the limited time for this demo purposes, I can only show you a few. So I'm going to turn it back to Lori to conclude this presentation.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kenneth. All right, so we got a good look at LifeRay's various features and capabilities using our Jake's Organic Bistro demo. LifeRay happens to be a fantastic tool for franchise businesses, if there's anyone out there in that line of business. All right, so at this point we are going to answer any questions that any of you may have. Let's take a look and see if anybody has submitted anything. Just give everyone a minute to submit questions if they have one. All right, Kenneth, we do have a question. Where are the reports getting the data from?
Okay, so basically for this particular demo, we have used the third-party reporting tools and for the implementation, and we use JasperSoft. So in this case, the JasperSoft tool is pointing to the same database as LifeRay is pointing right now. So it's pointing to the custom internal database from LifeRay, and right now we're using MySQL. And conceptually, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't really matter because the way we have laid out this architecture is that we are displaying a JasperSoft portlet within LifeRay, and we use single sign-on to authenticate from LifeRay to JasperSoft. And JasperSoft itself, a third-party reporting tool, can point to any database conceptually. We also have done another demo that's using our SAP solution, which is Business Object. So we have done, internally done solution has done a few reporting integration with Portal. One is JasperSoft, and the other one is SAP Business Objects.
Okay, and Kenneth, I'm not sure, but that may answer our second question, which is, can you integrate documents and reports with SAP?
Definitely. So basically, because SAP itself depends on the version we're talking about. I think 3.0. I haven't really looked at 4.0, SAP Business Object 4.0. But I know that as a fact that 3.0 has come with some portals which can be integrated with LifeRay. And I think we have done a proof of concept as well. Obviously, there's some custom work that needs to be done in terms of integration, and that is a single sign-on from LifeRay to the SAP Business Object. So, however, the report itself has to be created, using the Business Object tools. So that can be done very easily.
Okay. And our next question: in the workflow processes, will it alert the proper individuals via email so they're able to manage the approvals?
Yes, the answer is yes, you can. I haven't shown you how to create like a custom workflow in this demo. However, like I said, in this demo, we are using Taleo out-of-the-box workflow engine from LifeRay 6.0. So basically, a workflow is described in an XML definition, and it's basically like an XML file which describes the workflow itself. So it is pretty straightforward, and you can easily tie an email notification within a task, which is within a workflow, so that whenever the workflow task is being kicked off, initiated, an email could be sent out as well. So that's part of LifeRay, which is out of the box within LifeRay itself. The only piece that you need to customer is to define that task within your workflow process. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't have the time to demonstrate how to create a workflow definition from scratch, but in our previous demos, I've done it with other companies.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll just give one last opportunity for any remaining questions. All right, it appears that we've answered everything right now. Of course, we invite you to follow up with us with any additional questions you may have, or to reach out to Ken or myself, and I'll be sure to put you in touch with Ken. I will be following up with an email with today's presentation, and we certainly appreciate all of you joining us today. It's been our pleasure, and we hope to speak with you soon. Thank you very much.